Hey, we're back, inching ever so close to the weekend, and I have the big question. Does this next album have what it takes to get into our collection? Well, I'm going to torture, slam, and kick this one right to the ground to find out. And a warning, this one here could get pretty nasty. Let's go to the scorecards. Terry here again, guiding Metyll Music Wizards like you on your collection quest. I cover everything in metal. My reviews test drive, analyze, and break down the newest extreme releases from my weekly charts so you get the best new metal every day. And afterwards, I'll pair today's review album up with another extreme pick for you to add to your collection because, you love getting more metal music, right? Today's review album is The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams by Ingested. And this is the band's latest album up for a fresh Redline review. Let's go ahead, get started, and break this one right down. In Apple Music, I open the band's page and I see that there are 10 strong sounding tracks totaling 45 thick minutes here. The album cover artwork, as you can see, it's a super creative skull scene with nice use of red, blues, and greens with custom fonts. Thanks to the artist, I had no problems picking this one out for review from the entire batch. They classified themselves in Apple Music as metal. Between that, the album cover artwork, song titles, and a very quick sound check, I visualized something immensely heavy. If you're a fan of Ingested, do let me know in the comments what your predictions might be. My genre description before I start this review, I'm going to say deathcore. Okay, I haven't heard deathcore in a while. Let's see if I get lucky here. We'll see if that changes in the end, though, during my reveal. Track 1 opens up thunderously with big, furious slam metal sound. It is rhythm rich and with scorching attack. It's big, deep, and ballistic. It's freaking cool. Track 2 features huge range, massive fry vocals, big riffs, and immense rhythm and tempo. Track 2 is pure bloodshed. Then track 3, it's a brutal showcase of fiery riffs, razor wire guitars, huge bass, and crushing rhythms with massive beastly vocals. This is fabulous work here. Next, track 4 is pure mayhem with big everything. This track is pure goosebumps. It is nice all the way through. Track 5 has massive grind with big rangy rhythms, crushing tempo, nice harmonies, and it is all teeth. Rest of the album was outstanding. It has huge waves of slam style metal and some surprises which I won't give away, but I will say that this is much more than just slam metal. This is a very diverse body of metal work here. In summary, I can imagine a superb live show here with Ingested. Now I really want to hear their other albums, to be truthful. Kudos to Ingested on a job well done here. The recording and sound quality, it was professional, but a little wee bit distorted, a little bit pushing the technology there. It was very loud. Production and musicality was raw to the bone, in my opinion. I'm going to rate the overall levels of rhythm and tempo as massive, with a level 7 to 8 intensity range, maybe even an 8+, while the harmonies and melodies were more at a conservative level, at a 3 or 4 range of presence within this album too. I find the lyrical theme here is darkness. Becoming a mainstream or radio act here is never going to happen, not with this album. Range and flow of this album is tight and the tracks are arranged professionally. I'm going to describe the vocals as ferocious and beastly, while the guitar work is immensely sharp with razor sharp riffs and rhythms. Bass section was big and thick, and finally the drums and percussion performance was outstanding with that full sound, tremendous snap top to bottom, and awesome depth. Overall, the energy and intensity here was immense. They feel to me like a mix of the band Spite with the other band, Atoll, another favorite of mine, if that helps put your mind at ease. While I asked ChatGPT, and in their list, they mentioned that Ingested has a lot in common with Lorna Shore and Slaughter to Prevail, if you've never heard of them before. Temperature rating, I gave it an ultra hot rating at an 8 or a 9 intensity level there with the heat, with a very dark tonality feel, which I'm going to set at about a level 8 or 9 intensity shade as well, while the overall color or colors I personally described as Redline Red. Does the album cover match the feel of the music? Yes. However, I think that the music was a little heavier than the album cover would suggest, though, but still a beautiful album cover. General feeling I had during this session was goosebumps on top of goosebumps, and it led me to give this album a massive seismic reading of 9.1. Only very few albums ever made it to 9 or above. This is going to be great music for that album review party with cold beer. Okay. The reveal, my predictions from earlier were somewhat on point. I did say deathcore. Now, afterwards, my genre description, it's going to be slam deathcore with death metal, somewhere in that range. The official bio literally says the same thing, which means I feel redeemed tonight. My favorite tracks, every one of them were absolutely hot, but I was stunned again by the diversity throughout the entire album. And musical track number 6 was this absolute standout. Finally, of course, it's going to go into my library, but I do encourage you to stream and experience them for yourself. And that is it for another episode of Redline Reviews. I'm going to dig into my collection here, and I am going to recommend, here we go, Suffer and Become by Vitriol. Or is it Vitriol? I think it's Vitriol. Anyway, this is another favorite album of mine, and I'm going to recommend it to you to go as a perfect pairing here, just to say thanks for hanging out with me today. And yesterday, a recap during episode 99. I reviewed Five Finger Death Punch's new album, Afterlife, and I added Lighting Up the Sky by Godsmack, okay, as a perfect pairing there. And there's 4 albums today in about 7 minutes. See that last episode for the full scoop and stream them for yourself and see if they are for you. And that is it, my dear friends. Lastly, remember, you have the power to support all metal artists. Stream them, engage them on social, buy the merch, see them live if you can, and join me again here soon for another episode of Redline. And finally, hit that subscribe button, get notified so you can get new albums here first. Cheers, and we will see you again soon. Oh, by the way, this is episode 100. Can't believe I got this far since January the 3rd. Anyway, take care, my friends. We will see you next time.